I recently announced on YouTube that I won't be creating any more video content for the rest of the year, perhaps even into 2026. I've just got other things to do. I've spent a lot of time creating content. There's over 500 videos on YouTube alone. There's thousands on TikTok. Of course, TikTok's a bit more sporadic, a bit more varied. YouTube's more professional. So if anyone's interested in personal growth, healing, society issues, even spirituality, my YouTube channel is going to be a great resource for that. Also got a podcast where videos release every Wednesday, and I've already scheduled them. They're already uploaded. That goes all the way into the new year. So really, there's no need for me to keep making video content. So I'm getting back to my books. I'm getting back to writing again. I'm really excited about it. I'm enjoying the creativity of it. I was getting fed up editing my upcoming books. There's 3 manuscripts. That bores me, the editing. I like just having a blank page and just getting to just be creative and write as well come to life. So rather than just edit, I'm adding chapters to the upcoming books, and I'm writing fresh content, and I'm just really enjoying the process of that. So there's 3 books coming out. I haven't decided in which order they come. The spirituality was the next book. So, there's 6 books at this present time already out. 1's spirituality, 2 is personal trauma, and then 3 is personal growth and transformation. So there's something for everyone really there. So the next one is going to be a spirituality, which then makes it 2 spiritual books, 2 trauma, 3 personal growth. But I haven't decided, because one I really want to delve into at the moment is the one to do with sort of society and politics. It's it covers a lot of issues in society at the minute, which is the things that are bothering me the most, and I think need to be spoken about. Because when you have a public conversation, especially through comments on other people's videos and things, it just becomes this hate, argumentative spew of nonsense where people, they don't like to have stimulating conversations, intellectual and intelligent. It's just it fits a narrative, it suits an agenda, and if it doesn't fit that, you then get just targeted and accused of being something you're not, just because it doesn't fit their agenda and it makes you look weak. And I think that's so shallow and pathetic. So you can't shut me up when I'm writing my books. You can't shut me up if I do my own videos, of course. But I love the fact that when I put it in writing, it's there for history, if you like. It's there forever. And it's people can't talk over you, It's it's there. If you want to educate yourself, you want to listen, you want to hear a different argument without other people keep sideswiping the conversation, it'll be there, and I'm loving that. So there's a whole chapter I've done on gender bias, because it's been bothering me a lot recently. It's not to be done to be done controversially. I'm very open, transparent. I even make valid argument either side, but what I consider valid argument. I'm very fair and balanced. And I think that's what people are going to see. You're going to see the hypocrisy in a lot of this as well, where demographics and all sorts of metrics of people are stereotyped, and it's so not fit for purpose, because I call everything a personality trait. It's a personality issue, not any of the other metrics you want to hide behind, but it doesn't fit others' narratives. But anyway, I don't want to sideswipe with that, and I'm not going to share that chapter because that for me is personal. It's it'll come out when it comes out. I'm not going to share all my work in progress. Now, whether that's the next book, I don't know. It's the one I'm currently working on, but it could be the spiritual book comes next. It could be the personal growth book, or it could be the society one. I haven't decided. But what I think, because we're in August now, I think the next book will probably be September. If I really focus and I keep on this path, I think September. And then that does mean if I continue to be creative and passionate about what I'm doing in terms of the project, then another one could come out by the end of the year. There's literally 2 books could come out this year, and I've done a book a year every year since 2019. So that's a lot, I've done 6 books, and I haven't released one this year because I keep losing interest, in all honesty. It's a lot of work with very little reward. But like I say, I think there could be 2 this year. I really do think that. It's just which 2 do I pick, really. And then I've got other books in development. But anyway, I just want to share the introduction that I literally wrote yesterday. I was literally sitting there writing yesterday. And I just thought I'd share that, really. It's not that long, and there's a whole other chapter I've been writing as well, but I'm not going to share that. That's going to be for when the book releases, because I often share too much, and I'm just going to leave this. It's just going to be a huge surprise when people see the book. It's this is all fresh. You're going to see something that I haven't really been. I've spoke about it in videos in different ways, but you're going to see it, and I like that. So this is just all I'm going to share of the book, and then it'll be whenever it comes out. So this one will be one of 3 books that come out. In what order I don't know, and whether it's this year or next year. it's really just dependent on all the other books. You know, which one do I want to see the light of day first, and which one am I committed to? But anyway, this is the introduction to the society and politics one. Mainly the society, really. I don't want to go too political, but there are issues in politics, of course. So anyway, for all the progress I made writing this book, there were moments when I stopped and didn't want to proceed. I have various views on life and everything it entails. However, the more I delve into the human conscience and society in general, the less I desire to invest in humanity's evolution and healing. I often lose faith in humanity due to the inept and corrupt actions of politicians and world leaders. However, more alarmingly, I find that the average person frequently perceives themselves as righteous and as victims of circumstances, with little to no accountability for their actions. Instead of healing and inspiring positive change, they encourage division and retribution. Effectively, others suffer at their expense, because for them that's justified. But anyone with any semblance of intelligence or empathy will recognise that it doesn't demonstrate strength but weakness. Being vulnerable with ourselves and choosing peace and growth requires humility, and through it we gain wisdom. So there are many unwise, uneducated, morally inept, corrupt, attention-seeking, perhaps even narcissistic people posturing as leaders, spokespeople, influencers and gurus, when in reality they are anything but those things. Living the human experience can be exhausting for many reasons, so I find myself oscillating between wanting to help, putting myself in the public spotlight to stand up for free speech and discuss controversial topics that inspire growth and healing, while also desiring privacy, peace and solitude. Life's much simpler when we focus on self-preservation, but no matter how much peace we create in our own sanctuary, everyone coexists on this floating planet in space called Earth. So self-preservation only gets us so far before we need to integrate into society. In essence, events happening anywhere in the world can and likely will impact others, regardless of their location, even if they don't expect it and perhaps naively think themselves safe and protected from the corruption and division within society. Will any of us know peace within our lifetime? In all honesty, I don't think so. After all, life's too short for such profound change to occur. So many established rules, regulations, behaviours and cultural beliefs need to evolve and change, and those aren't altered. Those aren't easily altered. So the best we can do is aim to open people's eyes to specific issues and hope future generations invest in improving the world. Only then will Earth begin to know peace. But unless we try, future generations will suffer in much the same way we have and those from the past. History hasn't been too kind to humanity, so perhaps it's time we adopt a more positive approach towards kindness and peace. So, I really enjoyed it when I was writing it. I loved it when I read it back. And again, it just follows on into the chapters, really. It lays the groundwork for what the book's about, and it's going to talk about controversial topics. It's going to ones that maybe certain people will get angry, but it's not done for that reason. It's to instigate conversations, and thoughts, make people question the path they're living in their life. And in some ways, and I say this in my videos an awful lot, I'm not here to make people expecting people to agree with me on every issue that I talk about. So sometimes it'll make people open their mind and question things, but then sometimes it'll reaffirm their own beliefs, and that's fine. It's just it's take accountability though. It's stop hiding behind other people and sort of accusing someone of this, and it's like the life is what we make it. So if you find yourself around people who don't, respect you and they just mistreat you, it's kind of like, where's the boundary been set? Where's the standards? If that's the people you constantly hang around with and that's the people you meet, you've got to ask yourself how you're meeting them and where you're hanging around. It's all accountability. So I get really fed up when people get stigmatized in one area or another in society just because people have met a subset of people. That's why I call it a subset of people. You've met people in a very specific circumstance, in a very specific place. And because of the experience within that, everybody of a gender, a race, a religion, a culture, anything and everything gets stereotyped to fit that narrative because that's the experience you had. But it's a very small subset of the population, of demographics. It's so naive, it's so stupid, and yet people want to act intelligent. It's like you're not even evolving. So your mind, there's no logic to what you're saying. It's flawed. It's flawed in its inception, and yet people will plaster that and try to create a movement. And I'm anti-cancel culture. I'm anti a lot of things like that because I just think it's dangerous. But anyway, people are going to find my views when this book eventually comes out. So it will either be this year, so it could be September, it could be November, December, or it could be spring next year. It really depends on which book comes first.